David. I unmuted my mic.
I saw that. I was like, you did it early. I was like, oh no.
He did it. Welcome everybody to TV Talk here every single Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then whatever time zone you're in, we're there. David, I have to, before we talk about anything, first of all, welcome. You're not wearing a Buffalo Bills hat. Is that because they lost in London? Is that because
I'm a little ashamed? They put on a poor performance. I apologize to all the UK brothers and sisters out there who may have ventured, or maybe you're trying on the TV, like, oh, Buffalo's playing. David's a Buffalo fan. Let me check out this team. Why do they look asleep? Why are they jet lagged? Why is Trevor Lawrence looking like the chosen one?
I blame the NFL, David. Do you know why? Because American teams shouldn't be playing in London during the regular season. If you want to go maybe after the season, they do like an exhibition or we do like a skills competition, but that you are taking away home games and you're making these people, the players travel. They're already getting the crap kicked out of them. You put them on a plane for 8-9 hours. They're swollen. They got bruises. That elevation isn't good. They got to be wrapped in like compression blankets. It's a whole thing. I don't blame the Bills. I don't blame any team that we should not be playing in London or Ireland. They don't even want us over there. They don't. They don't care about us. We don't care about their soccer as much as it's the same amount of caring, right? We care about as much English Premier League as they care about American football.
It's a mess. It's all about money, but it was fun. I watched some of the news coverage. There's a Bills backers pub in London, somewhere in London. It looked like a fun time. It looked like people were having fun and doing the hey and all that. Yeah. It looked like I kind of wish I was there, but the game itself was miserable. Buffalo looked asleep.
Not great.
Josh didn't wake up until like the fourth quarter, and then it was too little, too late. So it's just a mess. I mean, the Jaguars should just move to London. Jacksonville should be the London Jaguars because they win. They're 2-0. In London
because they stay there. They get 2 weeks back to back because their owner's from London. It's a whole thing, David.
It is conspiracy. I tell you,
conspiracy. It's a conspiracy, David. Blake Benji in the chat. I haven't missed the show yet, but I'm finally catching a show live. Blake, welcome to the show. Let's go. Let's hear for Blake.
Good job, Blake.
Jonathan Peck in the chat, MKS Songbird, Crafted Jedi, Damon R 1974, our road dog, the Hudsonizer, he sent us in, and I will say, Hudsonizer, thank you so much. I missed your Streamlabs last week. I'm going to read it right now. Now, for all those watching, if you want to support the show, you can super chat right here on YouTube, or you can follow that pinned link and you can donate via Streamlabs. We appreciate every dollar sent in. It helps support the show. It goes into a little college fund for Miles and for Rosie. Okay, here we go. Last week, the Hudsonizer said, the best TV dad is Philip from The Americans. I need to come back to that show. I stopped the binge around season 4 and never revisited it. You stopped before the end of the show? The Americans has one of the greatest finales in the history of television. And you stopped before the end. And I kind of disagree, but also agree. Okay? And here's why I'll say it. Philip just wanted to stay in America. He was done being a Russian spy, but he can't end being a Russian spy, David. You know that. They can't end it.
Yeah.
Okay?
No.
Can't be done. But he tried to be a really good dad. He tried to be American. He really did. And meanwhile, Kerry Russell's huffing cigs and killing people. And Philip was just he was like, America's not that bad. We came over here. It's not that bad.
No, you go to the local mall, local grocery store, the kids have pretty good education. It's like, what's not to like?
I know.
It's not perfect over here. Definitely not perfect.
It's not perfect, but it's better than Soviet Russia. I think we can agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's a tough time over there. Yeah, it's tough time.
I think in like an old school scale, if you put like America and Soviet Russia, more than likely America's coming out on top just by general attitude and quality of life of the citizens of the country.
Yes. I can agree with you on there, Macuga. I agree.
Man. Thanks, buddy. Damon R 1974 played my last round of golf this year today since I live in the Midwest. Finished with back-to-back pars. Let's hear it for Damon R 1974.
Good job, Damon.
Damon, is it that cold there already? You have to stop now? It's only October the 10th. I mean, I keep playing until November. High school state championships in Pennsylvania were in like end of October, early November.
Yeah, my dad, and he's in Ohio, and he still plays. But I guess it depends on which part of the Midwest you're in. So maybe it's already getting kind of cold out there.
Yeah. Reefism has a little burn right here. I had the perfect football weekend, David. UCLA and the Raiders won, and the Dallas Cowboys lost. Yep. I think we can all celebrate when the Cowboys lose.
The Cowboys lose, yeah. As a
Yeah.
Bills fan, not a fan of the Cowboys.
No.
Not a fan.
I think as a fan of any other football team, you're not a fan of the Cowboys.
Anytime someone comes out and says, we are America's team, I'm like, are you?
Are you?
I mean, they are the most valuable, so maybe that's true. I don't know.
I think that there needs to be like a nationwide poll. You put all 32 teams in there.
Yeah.
And you say, it's like the census, David. We spend a lot of money finding out who lives where. We can at least find out what is really America's team.
Yeah.
Okay?
Is it still the Cowboys?
Is it still the Cowboys?
Because they anoint themselves that, but where's the proof? I mean, I guess their team's worth a lot of money, but are they though? I don't know. Maybe there's a world team, maybe like across the ocean, people look to the Cowboys, but I don't know. I'm in the States. I don't know.
I don't know
either.
But
they haven't won a title in a long time. Of course, I can't talk. Bills have never won a Super Bowl, but
I will say this: there's an urban legend, and I don't know if this is true or not. Back in the day, I believe it was President Eisenhower. Okay. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. That he was way too. I think it was maybe Nixon. I think it was Nixon. And he wanted to really galvanize the country because we were all protesting the war in Vietnam and nobody was, and he came to the Pittsburgh Steelers and he said, I want to call you guys America's team, blue collar, la, la, la. And Art Rooney, the chief, as they called him, David, said, no, we're Pittsburgh's team. And so they went to the Cowboys, and the Cowboys were like, sure, we'll be America's team. We love being everybody's favorite.
Wow, that's how it happens.
And here, and that's where you are. Because I'm telling you right now, I have a feeling if you were to poll the country, maybe even the world, and you said, what's America's team? People might say the New England Patriots. If Tom Brady was still the quarterback.
Probably. They were 20 years of dominance. Yeah, probably.
Yes. However, right now, if I was going to vote America's team, what team does everybody embrace and want to be like? What team wants to join an organization? I would say Bills Mafia, David. They are Bills America's team.
They're pretty big, and it looks like you could, when you watch that London game, the crowd, that was even though it was a Bills home game, the crowd was largely Buffalo. It was rowdy, which is again no excuse for Buffalo being asleep, but yeah, it was rowdy. It was a Bills, definitely. But Bills were at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They were there.
Playing on that like wooden turf. Not good, David.
Yeah, it's not good. There goes Matt Milano's done. He like broke his leg and it's bad. It's just not good.
And we got a lot more sports. Scott Welsh making a solid point here, David. My TV show consumption is about to dwindle beginning of the NHL season. Tonight, I'm ready to get hurt again. Scott, who's your team? I'm guessing you're a Maple Leafs guy. If you say you're ready to get hurt again. Damon R. 1974 makes a good point here, David. It was 50 in Milwaukee, but my work schedule and I can't get to the course until later and it's dark. Stupid daylight savings time. Ruin it for everybody, David.
Yeah. We don't need it.
We don't
need it. That's old. It's outdated. Arizona doesn't do it. Arizona refuses. Like we refuse. No daylight savings in Arizona.
We're done. Yep. We refuse.
You refuse? Oh, Josh, did you hear no Skittles in California?
Skittles are
out. No more
out.
Skittles. Newsom is banning Skittles because of health risks.
I'm kind of with them. I don't like Skittles. I ate too many in Halloween.
I get it. Yeah. But you can buy a pack of cigarettes, but you can't get some Skittles. You should have a choice.
Yes.
Speaking of America being a great country, you should have a choice. It's supposed to be freedom. If you want to buy Skittles,
I still think we should let adults get flavored vapes.
That's true. Okay. All right. Flavored vapes.
Bring back the cotton candy vape. No, I'm kidding. Oh, Scott Welsh, she's a Vancouver Canucks fan. Sorry, Scott. Yeah, that was a tough. But hey, listen, like the Buffalo Bills every year, the hope is still there.
There's always hope, Scott.
There's
always hope. It comes back to bite you, but it's there.
Scott Welsh says, but the Pens are my second team since the Mario Yager days. Welcome to the club, Scott. This might be our last year at a Stanley Cup run. Sidney Crosby and Geno Malkin are getting old quick. They are getting old quick. This was the Jay Oliveri. This is what he recommended to us. This is what we'll do. He put it in the comments. We'll do it next week, David. Is best
what was it? Let me write it down.
Best TV sports moments, like Bette Midler getting run over by George Costanza at the softball game.
Sports moment. Okay.
Right
there was another one though too, Josh. It was one more. I don't know what it was. Someone else had a suggestion for a top 10 list. So if you're here watching, put it in the comments and we'll look for it. If you have any ideas for top 10 lists.
Anybody has any ideas for top 10 lists, throw it in there. Kristen Anderson with a truthful burn. Kristen, great to see you. Watching the Steelers is like watching paint dry. However, I would argue paint drying might be more entertaining than the Steelers offense. Okay. I think Kenny Pickett has had enough, David. And he's saying F you to Canada, not the country, to the man named Matt. He audibled to George Pickens and threw a touchdown, and that's where we are.
That's because all I need is Pickett to Pickens every Sunday. Pickett to Pickens. That's all you need.
Pickett to Pickens. Pickett.
That's all you need.
Pickens. Jamal Castro in there. Kingsport Cal. Good to see you guys. I have to give a shout out to, and I want him to be in chat, and sometimes he is and sometimes he's not. But I got to give a shout out to Solskjaer 1999. If he's in chat, please answer, because I want to know. I need an answer to a question, because I'm watching that David Beckham documentary, and I want to know if his name is named after the guy that played with David Beckham in Manchester United. I want to know. Because his name is Solskjaer. I mean, that's got to be, unless his name is Solskjaer.
Unless this happens to be. Maybe he's a relative.
Yeah. And I think in 1999, Manchester United won that treble thing where they win all three. They win the FA Cup,
the Premier League, FA Cup, and then the Champions League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Campeones del Mundo. No, de Europa. Okay, anyway.
No, it's the De Mundo or Del Mundo.
No, Del Mundo is the World Cup, right? So the UEFA Cup would be European,
Champions.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Darren Wright says, yes, that's true, Josh. You saw him in the doc. Blonde Norwegian. He's a blonde Norwegian. It only makes sense. Solskjaer. Only makes sense. David, let's talk about some TV. It's TV talk.
Yes,
Thank everybody. You guys can throw in, again, like I said, streamlabs.com to help support the show, and any kind of super chats. We will answer your questions. We're here really every single Tuesday to talk about TV, but also to really be TV therapists. We want to walk you through some of your TV loves, your TV dislikes, some of the problems you see with TV, some of the things you love. It is a safe place for all of us to be here, talk TV, laugh, yell, and maybe I'll go on a rant or two about how I didn't like some things, and maybe I did like some things. JL, very
gotta say for Josh's epic Marvel MCU rants, those are always good to you. Maybe Josh will rant about something that's like 5 years old. He may rant about that. It's still good though. It's still worth the price of admission.
Is that how long ago Marvel Avengers Endgame came out? It's 5 years.
Because like when I first joined IGN, I think it was like 2018. It's been about 5 years. I want to say, Endgame. Yeah. No, all right, 2019. So 4 years. It's been a minute. Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah. Well, regardless.
Yes, King's Protocol. It's a safe place. This is a safe place. If you want to rant, I mean, in a nice way, in a nice, respectful way, you are allowed to rant.
I like that you call him King's Portical. It's just King's Portical.
Oh, King's Portical. Sorry, I was trying to make a whole word like that's one word. King's Portical. That's a real word. That's
throw another syllable in there. Yeah. Go right ahead.
Portical.
Okay. Here we go.
TV.
You threw some news in there, David. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, a little news
first.
Jerry Seinfeld has talked about doing a potential Seinfeld reunion. He says, quote, something is going to happen. And it has to do with the divisive finale. They're still talking about that finale. Josh, people are still split on it. Seinfeld, he wants to do something about it, possibly. I don't think I enjoyed the finale. I don't know. I like the whole
what are you looking
show
for?
Thing. Yes, I mean, what else do you want from them? I mean, they're not going to like start some new story arc. I mean, what do you want them to do? But he said, so he was at a show and he said he hinted at something that's in the works regarding the ending of Seinfeld. Larry David is involved. He did a show in Boston, and it was on somebody captured it on social media. So it's on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. So you can go check it out. But maybe some more Seinfeld, Josh.
Do you want the Seinfeld?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. As much as I love that show, I think what they did on Curb Your Enthusiasm several years ago, where they had that, they were kind of making fun of themselves and bringing back everybody. That was fun. Like 2 episodes done. I don't need another season. But Josh, I want to say something real quick. The Frasier reviews are in for the new Frasier reboot, and they are very positive. They said Frasier's actually a good show. The reboot's a good show, and well done. That comes out on today is Tuesday, on Thursday on Paramount Plus.
Wow,
the new Frasier show.
I'll be honest. I never watched an episode of Frasier. Never.
I enjoyed Frasier because my mom watched it, so I always watched it with her. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think if your parents watched it, you would have. My parents weren't Frasier people. We were Cheers. We watched a lot of Cheers. All the Seinfeld, all the Friends, all the Cosby Show. What else? We watched ER. I'm thinking of NBC shows from that era. but we were never a Frasier family.
You're
I
a
think my
Frasier fan.
parents,
Okay.
yeah. I think my parents always had a problem with Kelsey Grammer, or maybe it was like therapists. I don't know, but they just never really got into Frasier.
Well, I always just like how stuck up Frasier and his brother were, and their dad was so, regular blue collar. And there was a great episode one time where they were making fun of their dad for, having simple taste and being a regular guy. And his dad was really offended and got hurt and got emotional and kind of got on him and said, like, if your mom were alive, she wouldn't, like what you're doing right now. Your mom was like you guys. She had her ways, but she was never mean to me, never cruel. And like, there was just some really good family dynamics there. And I'm curious to see what the reboot's like. Well, we'll see. I'll give it an episode or two. I'll give it.
What's Niles Crane? What's that actor's name? Is he still alive?
Oh gosh, yeah. I think everybody's alive except for the dad. I believe.
Right?
Has he passed?
They're gonna bring back Roz.
Ooh, I loved her. That's Jane Leaves. Yeah, David Hyde Pierce. I believe he's still alive. David Hyde Pierce is alive. Yes.
Good. I thought I knew somebody from that show. I didn't think it was David Hyde Pierce. David Hyde Pierce, very funny in Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah.
You ever seen that movie?
No.
Oh man, you would hate it. It's so stupid. You would hate it. It's not yours. We got a super chat here from our buddy Jay Oliveira. He says, the finale was good. It brought back all the side characters. Seinfeld and X-Files, my all-time fave shows. Greetings from Brazil and Boston. Love you guys. You're in Brazil and Boston?
Wow. He's a world traveler. I would say finales are one of the most divisive, controversial, hard to nail. I don't think anybody ever does. I mean, there are some that are better than others, but even Sopranos. Like, it's controversial, but my whole thing, like, even if a finale is not good, it doesn't ruin the joy I had watching every other episode. Like Lost, Battlestar Galactica, any of the controversial finales, there's still moments that I enjoy, and I'm glad I watched the show. If it doesn't quite nail it at the end, I don't know. Some people, like, it ruins the show for them. It's like, horrible finale. But I never felt that way about finales.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe it's pretty much the whole last season, but most recently I would say that the Game of Thrones finale has been the most divisive in TV, very divisive. But mostly because it was like we waited. I mean, the entire world was watching Game of Thrones, and we were kind of served something that wasn't what we ordered.
Yeah, one of the few shows, Josh, we always talk about shows going too long. Game of Thrones actually needed a few more seasons.
Yes.
They completely rushed Dany's arc to where she, spoilers for Game of Thrones, you haven't watched Game of Thrones, rushed her from, like, potentially being the savior to being just, like, pure villain. It's like, it happened so fast. I'm like, whoa, wait. Like, let's, take some time. Like, that show needed a couple more seasons, but I think Benioff and Weiss they were done. They wanted to be done with that.
Like, so there were 4 full seasons of them just, like, really wandering around.
Yeah.
I mean, they spent one whole season with that girl just getting the faces. That was the most annoying thing. She's just working in that dingy place with the faces everywhere. And then all of a sudden, the most important person in the show, arguably, they're like, nope, she's just going to burn the place down out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. It's like on the day of your wedding, you think you married this perfect, and then you get into the wedding bedroom and she takes off a mask and she's a lizard. Like, what is that? That what they did to us in Game of Thrones, David, isn't fair. Wasn't fair.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. But I still enjoyed a lot of it. There was still some great episodes, some amazing characters. But
I enjoyed 90% of it. Unfortunately, the last 10% was,
did not stick the landing.
Did not.
Nope.
Did not.
Sorry. So next in news, we have The Crown, Josh, season 6. I know you're not an avid watcher of The Crown.
Yes,
I know
I have watched.
It's a little slow. But the season 6 is returned. This is going to be the final season. It's in 2 parts. So I believe we're getting part 1 in November and part 2, I believe it's December of this year. Looks like they're breaking it up a little bit. I'm guessing they're doing some editing. I'm very curious, and not to be all morbid and bring everything down, but I'm very curious to see how they handle Princess Diana's death. They have already talked about it. They filmed the scene. They said they're being very respectful. They said, yes, the show can be over the top and it can indulge in certain things, but that scene, they were very respectful. And so I'm very curious to see how they handle that, because it's I remember where I was. I remember we were traveling. We were in Toronto. I remember my dad and I went golfing that morning, Josh. We were getting ready to travel somewhere else. We're going to catch a flight later, but we went golfing that morning. I remember that was all over the papers, and
Yeah.
everybody on the golf course was talking about Princess Diana, even though I didn't pay attention to the monarchy. I didn't know much about it, but that was a big day. I mean, I know it's,
Was that the day that
it was a big
got
day.
you into British TV, you think?
But it made me pay attention to the monarchy a little more. I don't know what got me
Got
into British. I think it might have been, no, it was Pride and Prejudice. Pride and Prejudice got me into British TV and film. Yeah, it was Pride and Prejudice.
The Colin Firth one?
Yes, the Colin Firth one first. That's my
Keira
favorite.
Knightley.
And then I also love the Keira Knightley one. I have both on Blu-ray, so I am an avid collector of the Pride. I do. I have them on Blu-ray. I am a Pride and Prejudice fan. Mr. Darcy. I am a fan.
I learned something new about you every week, David. The fact that you have both of them on Blu-ray, like you search them out,
special
not
edition,
DVDs.
special editions. You best believe I got those behind the scenes. Woo, that's some good watching there, Macuga. It's good watching. You know what you're missing.
Let me ask you. Okay, let me ask you a question. You start dating Michelle, okay? You're falling in love with her. Do you at one night be like, hey, so I've got
No, Michelle's not really into the British shows. I haven't done that. I was like, Michelle, just hear me out. I have this 5-disc Pride and Prejudice A&E version with Colin Firth. It's incredible. It takes about 8 hours to watch. Are you interested in sitting here for the next 8 hours? No, I've not done that. I wouldn't do that to her. No, that's just for me. Yeah,
that is hilarious. Dana Savuya, come on, Josh, don't shame the man. I'm not shaming the man. I think it's hilarious that I learned something new about my really good buddy. I had no idea that his passion for Pride and Prejudice was so strong. Did you watch Pride and Prejudice then Zombies?
I did. It's not for me. It was all right. It just wasn't for me.
Gotcha. Jamal Castro with a super chat. Thank you so much, Jamal. Help support the show. Do you guys know about the new movie TV news show, Collider Dailies? Have you seen it? If so, what do you guys think of it? I have not seen it. I didn't know there was a new show. I'm guessing Perry Nemiroff is involved, and I'm a big Perry Nemiroff fan. I like her very much, and I hope the show does well. I will probably won't ever watch Collider again, mostly because of how it ended and how we were kind of treated as people. But I wish Perry all the best, and I wish the show all the best. I'll never wish anybody wrong at Collider. I just choose not to support. And so I don't.
Josh, let's say Jay Oliveira had another good list. I wrote it down in our little doc that we share here. Top 10 British TV shows.
Oh, so
that just for future episodes. Another good top 10. Okay. Thank you, Jay Oliveira, for the suggestion.
Man, I'm gonna put. What's a great British? I'm gonna save it for my list. I'll save it for my list.
Save it.
But David, and I know you haven't watched this show, Spaced.
Okay.
Spaced. Have you watched Spaced?
No.
It's Edgar Wright's first show.
I like Edgar Wright.
Yeah, it's with Simon Pegg and what's his buddy?
Nick Frost.
Nick Frost.
Nick Frost. Okay.
Hilarious.
Okay.
Jeremy Miller says it's just them covering movies and TV for like 20 minutes. That's great. That's great. I hope the show does really well. I really do. I have trouble supporting the brand after what happened. Anyway,
Josh, I have to say Kingsport Cal, say his name right this time, says Griff belongs in a time in which he would indefinitely be killed, which is true. I told Josh, Kingsport Cal, I don't know if you were watching Collider way back in the day, but there was a show that I loved called Poldark, which is another excellent British show. Might make my top 10 spoiler list there. And I said, to be white and in the 18th century, in England, if I was white. I realized that even as much as I love Mr. Darcy and love those characters, yes, I would not survive in that world. But I do appreciate, what I think is really cool, is that what they're doing now in a lot of British shows, I think Shonda Rhimes kind of started this with, bringing, I know she didn't write the books, but the whole Bridgerton thing, is they're now doing the old British stories, but they're casting all kinds of actors, Asian, Black, whatever, all kinds of actors, and just putting them in there. And they're not really explaining why they're there. They're just like, Mr. Darcy could be a Black guy. That's awesome. That's cool. Like I like that they do that. But no, in real life, I could not be Mr. Darcy, which is quite sad. But that's okay. I can dream. I can have my dreams.
Honestly, if they were going to do a biopic on me, like adult me, and it was like, let's just say I had an interesting life and I was like a spy and then I got killed and they were like, we got to do a biopic on this dude. I want Idris Elba to play me in the movie. He's my favorite actor. I love Idris Elba.
Idris
Okay.
Elba as Josh Macuga. I
don't need a white guy to play Josh Macuga. I don't need a guy to look like me. Just put Idris Elba in the role. Put Idris Elba in all the roles.
You don't want Chris Pine? I could see a Chris Pine, maybe. You think
Chris Pine? As long as it's not Chris Evans, we're fine. Okay.
Okay.
This is an anti-Chris Evans show.
We can do Hemsworth or Pine, but no Evans.
No Evans. Okay.
No Evans.
Hemsworth
or Pine. Okay.
Definitely. Pine, great eyes. Evans, douche. Okay. That's all right. Done and done. Ooh, Jeremy Miller. Here's one. Top 10 character deaths. Put that on down list.
I'm writing it to the list. Top 10 character deaths.
That's really good. Troy says, love Spaced. It's so perfectly my type of comedy. Just Edgar Wright at his purest. He's not wrong, David. He's not wrong.
Okay. All right.
Tom G says, my wife likes Keeping Up Appearances. I like One Foot in the Grave for the British TV. Okay. I've never seen either show. I would like to. Jeremy Wise says, I'd be curious if the greatest British show stacks up with the greatest American show. Like you're saying like,
I see. Just mean like how, right. Did we do our top 10 shows of all time? We did dramas.
We didn't do like combined, I don't think.
Ooh,
Darren Wright. Dave Wynn, top 10 spinoff shows. That's kind of tough because there's not a lot of them. Maybe like
I don't think I've seen 10 spinoff shows.
Yeah. I mean, it's Better Call Saul and everything else, really.
Oh, that's true. And like I said, I'm enjoying the Walking Dead, the Daryl Dixon show. I mean,
Okay, that. And House of the Dragon, very entertaining. I liked that first season of House of the Dragon. You went down Pittsburgh, you went to House of the Dragon. Kate Van D in the chat. Hi, Kate Van D. Okay, Sam Renzi said, I worked on an Apple TV show with Chris Evans. Major asshole. Yeah, I know. Sam Renzi, I've had
sad to hear.
Many a personal interactions with the man, and he's the worst.
That's sad. Sad to hear that.
Okay. Junkets, all of it. Yeah. Anyway. All right, what's the next story? Oh, we got a super chat. Let's get that before we go.
Let's do that for you.
Jay Oliveira says, any chance to get Tom Dagnino to talk Little Bobby and the Juice? LOL, how about top 10 cooking shows, David? Ooh, I think the answer to that is my choice, a Bourdain No Reservations to me.
Oh, correct. Yeah, that's like number one.
That's number one, and it's not close.
But it's not, I think that even made it one of my top list. We did a list. I had that. Oh, it was one of our favorite episodes. I think. Yeah. It's one of our top 10 episodes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, here's the thing, though, is I don't think I would put that in a cooking show. I would put that in a general food show. True. Because he doesn't really cook in it, does he? I mean, he sees people cook. Well, I don't know.
I mean, I remember there's an episode where he makes his scrambled eggs, but it's not like you wouldn't watch the show to learn how to cook something. It's not like watching, Emeril Lagasse back in the day or something.
Right.
But no, Bourdain was awesome. Love it.
Pow. Thank you for reminding me, Troy. Streamlab waiting for you too. Thank you, Troy. I appreciate that. Yeah, just remind me. I keep going back and refreshing it. Troy says, "Thank you, Troy, for the Streamlab. Really appreciate it. Hey, just got here. I started Warrior this week. First episode was good. Main actor is great. I guess is this my Warrior week, David? Is this my?
You'll like it, Josh. Like I said, it's from the same producers that brought us Banshee, so it has that Banshee feel. Again, just 1900s. San Francisco gang wars with some kung fu. With some
kung fu. A lot of heroin. Like, is it a lot about?
The opium.
Opium dens.
Opium.
Sorry,
the poppy, or however. I don't know how they make opium.
The poppy.
I don't know anything about drugs.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Josh, final news story. It's really short. I know people were asking about what's up with the Spider-Verse Chronicles. Has you heard of it? If you saw the news today or yesterday, it has been picked up. So Disney Plus dropped it, even though it's in the bag. They filmed it. It's ready to go, but they sold it. And Roku Channel picked it up. So the Spider-Verse Chronicles series, I believe it's coming out in early 2024.
Wow.
Be on the Roku. Don't sleep on Roku. Roku has some stuff. Roku has 55 million subscribers, so they say. They bought, Quibi's library. They have that. They have some of their own shows. I mean, Roku's, they're a little quiet. They're not.
I was going to say, I never see, because like Freevee at least advertises their show. Bosch, Jury Duty, right? Freevee throws us some winners here and there, but Roku, I've never seen them even advertise a show to me.
Yeah, their advertising isn't great. And I think Freevee has the advantage of being part of Prime. So if you're ever on Amazon, you'll see an ad for one of their shows. But you're right, though. I don't think I've ever seen an ad for a Roku show on TV.
Right?
That's a good point. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. What is Spiderwick Chronicles about?
I have no idea. Never seen it. Never read the book. No desire to. I'm not going to watch it. I just wanted to share that news because someone asked about it, so I saw it. I was like, oh, somebody might be curious about that. I'm not checking it out. No offense to Spiderwick Chronicles.
You ever been to that restaurant? Nope.
No, not going there.
Nope. Never been. Don't want to go. I have no idea. Never read the books. That is the best news story ever. That's like, all right, welcome to CNN's Hot Topics. Today we're going to be talking about the president and his thoughts on healthcare. David, what are your thoughts? I don't have health insurance. I've never been to a hospital. I don't even know why I'm here. I'll be honest. I got nothing. Oh, thanks, David. Thanks for your time. No problem, Dave. Back to you in the studio.
Yep. Like, I don't know. Here's your Spiderwick Chronicles update for the week, ladies and gentlemen. You with it?
I can't wait. Next week, more Spiderwick news, buddy. More Spiderwick news. Sam Renzi, I keep these Chris Evans stories coming. I worked as a PA on that Apple TV with Chris Evans. He had a bunch of extras removed from set because they were interfering with his line rehearsals. He had one line in the scene. LOL. That's Chris Evans for you, bud. That's Chris Evans for you. Oh man, you know what Chris Evans would be awesome in, David? The Spiderwick Chronicles coming to Roku TV.
You might. Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I'll check it out after. No.
Doomcoast 12 says also Roku had the Weird Al.
They do. That's true. Good job, Doomcoast. Yep, they do. Yep.
I have yet to see the Weird Al movie. But
we got another super chat, Josh.
Oh,
from Jonathan Peck.
Jonathan Peck. Thank you, Jonathan Peck. Help support the program. Thank you all. Hope everybody's having a great day. Frasier is one of the first classic shows that I have binged on Netflix many years ago, and I love it. Plus, it's better than Friends and Seinfeld due to two things: Eddie the dog and tossed salad and scrambled eggs. Yes. Oh, baby, I hear the blues are calling. It's the one show I know the theme song, and I've never watched an episode. You know what? F it. I'll watch the pilot. Maybe I'll watch a couple episodes. We'll see. Where is it? Is it on Netflix? It's on Netflix? Is Netflix
Paramount Plus?
Oh,
Paramount
Plus. Okay, but I get Plus through Prime.
There you go.
I get Plus through Prime. David.
Prime. There you go.
Also,
Plus through Prime.
speaking of Paramount Plus, David,
yes.
is Amanda is totally confused because she keeps seeing Yellowstone trending on Twitter, but it's not new episodes.
No. So network CBS is re-airing, the entire show. But the thing is, it's doing really well. Like the numbers are super high. People are either watching it for the first time or just catching up and getting ready for the final season. But yeah, it's doing really well. It's pulling in some big numbers for CBS. Yeah.
That's what I said to Amanda. I think it's all these people that didn't have Paramount or heard about Yellowstone and didn't know how to access it. People like my parents who were like, I don't have Paramount. I can't.
Like, what's the Paramount network? Yeah. What is that? Yeah.
We don't have it. And now it's on CBS. And my mom's like, oh, Kevin Costner. And my dad's in the background going like, I wish I could ride a horse. And yada, yada, yada. Here we go. All right, moving on. David, Leo takes us to our next category. Our next item here on the rundown is thoughts on Loki episode 1. And I'm going to pull a David right here. I don't know. I didn't see it. I don't, David, I'm having such trouble with Marvel right now, with Marvel TV, Marvel movies, all of it.
I want to say one thing, Josh, I can't convince you to watch. There's nothing that I'm going to say that's going to convince you to watch this, but I love watching Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson together in their kind of buddy cop adventure thing. I think the world is cool. I don't even know what the season is really about. I mean, I know he's, Loki's being ripped through time and, he needs to understand like that he's got to get the timeline is all fractured and it's going all over the place. And, we're going to have, is it Kang the Conqueror? But, we're not sure about what the actor's life is going on. I don't know how long he's going to be a part of the Marvel universe. I mean, hopefully we'll see what happens.
Oh, is that Jonathan? Oh, right.
Jonathan Majors. Yeah. Cause he's got some stuff he's dealing with, but he is a part of the season.
It's like is it a sex thing?
I think it was a club, like he supposedly, but he says that there's video footage that proves he's innocent. So he will have his day in court. We will see. I don't know gossip. I don't know what happened, but anyway, he's in this. I think he's a fantastic actor. I'm glad
Okay.
he's, I really like him, but you don't see him in the first episode.
Okay.
You get, it's just like a setup. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's just like a setup of like where Loki's been, like what's happening to his body. But I could just watch him and Owen Wilson act next to each other, and that would be fine for me. And because it's a Disney Plus show, it's not super long. You notice that all the Disney Plus shows have like 10 minutes of credits. Does anybody notice that? When you watch Mandalorian, Ahsoka, it's like 10 minutes of credits.
It's telling crazy. You, it ends. It ends, and I'm like, wait, it still has 7 minutes on my little bar, my little power bar. And then it goes through all the credits of every person that has ever worked on anything ever. It's not even the TV show. They're like, here's the staff list of the Seaside Heights 7-Eleven on 3rd and Ocean. We're like, well, what are they doing there?
I really liked it, though. It didn't seem like, I know everything in Marvel is tied to the MCU and everything is pushing towards Kang and all the films that have been announced for Phase 5 and Phase 6, but I like this show. It doesn't feel like it's under so much weight. You just kind of watch an episode. It's goofy. It's silly. And they just have fun. And Troy, I want to credit you. You gave a good point here. Kay, who I don't know how to say his name. Kwan, who won. He just won the Academy Award. I can't. I mean, I'm glad for him. He's having like this resurgence of a career right now. He's incredible, and he's in this season, and he's very charming and
he's
funny.
Always in, Kiwi
he's in everything now.
I was going to say
he won an Oscar. He
won an Oscar, but it was for like my Everything Everywhere All at Once, right?
All at Once, yeah.
And that movie is like all timelines and weird goings on, right?
So like, this is kind of like that. Do you like that, Josh?
I did not like it. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Here's what happened. Okay. I was watching it on an airplane. Okay. Everybody tells me you got to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. You got to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. So I'm on an airplane. And I think I started it with enough time for when we landed, it would have been over. Okay. Now, what happens to me on airplanes, David, is I can fall asleep. Like, just
jealous. I can't sleep
just
on
pass out. Okay. Now, I fell asleep. When I woke up, I had to rewind it, and then I got lost, and then I just didn't care anymore. And as soon as you started doing that, the one with when they had all the weird fingers, I was like,
the hot dog fingers.
The hot dog fingers. That was it. That's where they lost me, David, and that's where most of the places in movies like that lose me, is when they start introducing hot dog fingers or spider pigs. Although I did think the spider pig was adorable. The alligator, I just don't, I don't know. Even though I love the Loki alligator, he's my favorite Loki.
Yeah.
So I will watch this. I'll watch it for the sake of this show, and so that you don't have to sit through this like the Spiderwick Chronicles. We don't have to sit through the Spiderwick Chronicles. I will watch Loki with you, my friend, because
I enjoyed it.
Because guess what other show we watched together?
What's that?
Ahsoka. Okay.
Oh yes, Ahsoka has finished. The finale was last week. That's right.
Now I'm guaranteeing you, a lot of the people in chat have watched their favorite Star Wars shows, talk about it. Everybody from Christian Harloff to Ken Knapsack, okay? And
big Star Wars fans, yeah.
Yes. Now, I've texted Ken, and I actually voice texted him because I had about 8.5 billion questions, okay? Now, I'm going to go to my questions, David, and you're going to listen to them.
Yes, I will listen. I'm listening.
Because you know Star Wars better than me, okay? And you have way more patience than me. And I think that you might talk me off the ledge of why I didn't like this.
Okay.
All right, here's my question. What are they doing on that planet, and why did they stay there? They could have run and jumped on the plane. They've got the Force. Okay? The entire show is based around Ahsoka trying to find Thrawn. And guess what? They didn't have one fucking scene together. Not one. There wasn't one scene with Ahsoka. And then Sabine travels the entire world, gets stuck on a plane with Thrawn and Ray Stevens, R.I.P., because he was my favorite guy. Hot Russian Jedi, okay? She gets stuck on a plane with them. It's like, they let her go see Ezra, okay? All she's wanted to do is rescue Ezra, be together with Ezra, and she lets him go on the ship to stay with Ahsoka, who she doesn't even like that much. Okay? They send Ezra back instead of the people that fucking matter. So now they're stuck on a planet with friggin' turtle people, and then hot Russian Jedi and Ray Stevens are at like a sculpture, and then like a group of what appears to be some kind of rogue outfit on this other planet in a galaxy we don't even care about. They're in a galaxy that doesn't matter. David, what did I watch? Why do I care? And then Ezra, he's like, Thrawn's like, oh, dude. And the mothers are like, I know where the Jedi are all the time. So Ezra can ride in a ship with them across a galaxy and then somehow just get away in a ship. They don't even show it. And he shows up on Scott Pilgrim's ship and she's like, oh my God, Ezra? Yeah. What the? How did he do that? He just did it. They just like, were like, we're done writing. We only have 5 minutes left in the episode. He's just going to show up. How? How did they not know that a Jedi was on the plane with them?
Josh, that's a good rant. I can't talk you off the ledge. The only thing I can say about the show that I enjoyed, which is interesting because the show is called Ahsoka. It's supposed to be mostly about Ahsoka, but it seemed like towards the end it was all about, Sabine and Ezra getting together, which is all part of the Star Wars Rebels and all that. That's fine. But I think the most fascinating part of the show was Baylan Skoll. It was Ray Stevenson. I mean, and
he wasn't even in the last episode.
He wasn't even. Yeah, I mean, well, no, he was, but you're right. He wasn't just till the very end. You're right. They saved him for the end, but just him standing on that statue and looking out and just looking like he's searching for something. We still don't know what his end game is yet, and I think that for me was the most interesting thing because it's just he was the least known commodity of the show, and I'm like, what does this guy want? And it's a shame. I'm sure we're going to get Ahsoka season 2. I know they haven't officially announced it. I'm sure it's going to happen. I'm sure they're going to recast Ray Stevens, which is a shame because he was fantastic.
Great. Yeah.
But that's the most interesting part of the show. So you're right, Josh. Every other little nitpick, like I want to make sure I don't want to butcher the actress's name. I think her name is Ivana Sakno. Yeah. Sakno. I'm guessing that's how you say her name. Shin. I need more from that girl. So she has no lines. She barely speaks. She just looks emo all the time. And I'm like, I get it. You're emo. You're emotional. You want power, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But like, I need more from her. I need the writers to like give her a better story. Like I wanted to know more about her relationship with Baylan. How did they get together? Yep. What was their bond like? Like, what was his teaching like? Like we didn't get anything. Like, I think the story was, somebody in the comments said it was probably a little stretched out. I think it might have needed more, but at least a little bit more meat in the middle to flesh it out a little bit. I felt wanting by the end of it. And I'm curious about its second season, but it's all because of Baylan's story. I want to know what he's after on that planet. And maybe some people in the comments who have read articles know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
Well, you have to know a ton of Star Wars knowledge that can explain to me that I'm still confused about of like what those sculptures were, what that Mount Rushmore was in that on that planet. Now, I love Troy. He's an OG. Okay, he's been in chats forever. I think he's an awesome dude. But I'm going to argue with him in this. Okay,
I didn't see what
Sabine promised. Sabine promised to rescue him. Okay. Mission accomplished. It was more important to send Ezra back because he, hopefully, proves Thrawn's existence to the Republic. Now, Sabine and Ahsoka can train in peace. Okay, Troy, I'm just going to say this straight up, okay? Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine could have gone back together to prove Thrawn, whatever. To prove Thrawn, excuse, I'm going to sneeze. Now, excuse me. That was a sneeze, okay? They could have all proved Thrawn's existence, okay? Instead, they're training in peace? Okay, so you just quit the PGA Tour to go hit the range for what could be 3 to 4 years on a distant planet with no other golf courses? That's what you decided to do? It's a mat range in the middle of Texas. There's nobody else there but you and your friend, and you have to hang out with them every single day, and a bunch of people whose language you have to learn that are turtles, and 2 evil people that are still on the planet trying to take you out. And we don't care about that war. We don't care. They got to get back to the galaxy. Them training in peace could have also happened while training to stop Thrawn. Instead, they're stuck a galaxy away. This is like, okay, if David lived in France, okay? And in order for us to do the show on a daily basis, I would have to travel to France every Tuesday, but no planes exist, no cars exist, no boats exist. I just have to figure out a way to walk to Paris. That's how far away they are. That's how far away they are, David. It's insane to me that that's how the show is. Because guess what? I don't care about Sabine and Ahsoka anymore. I need to know what's happening with the Rebels and the Empire and Blue Thrawn.
I think we're going to get both of that next season.
So what are they going to get?
They're going to get back. They're going to they'll call a whale, or they'll probably. I bet what's going to happen is they're probably going to meet up with Ray Stevenson's character with Balin at some point. They're going to meet up. There's probably a ship somewhere or a portal. Something's going to happen. Or Ezra can talk to a whale and then get the whale down. They'll figure out something. Something will happen. They'll get back. They're not going to stay there forever. The show is Ahsoka. We have to have Ahsoka.
Yes.
And she can't just be on a planet way far away. She has to come back. They'll find a way to bring her back. I don't know how, but it'll happen.
All right. Sorry.
That's okay, John. It's a free. You can rant. I love the back and forth. Troy had Troy, I appreciate all your comments. Troy said he doesn't know Ray Stevenson from very much. Told him to check out Rome. It's just 2 seasons. If you have time, Ray Stevenson is awesome. It should be on if you have access to Max. Check it out. He's so good in that. It's a shame that we lost him. He was awesome. He was great on the show. Loved him. Great character.
Yeah, Jonathan Peck. But seriously, though, Dave Filoni is a mastermind of the Star Wars animated shows and the creator of Ahsoka, the show creator. So it's more inside baseball. I understand the inside baseball nature of it. It doesn't have to be completely inside baseball, to be honest with you. There's ways to get around inside baseball to make it less inside baseball, but still inside baseball. I know I've just said inside baseball a billion times, but there's ways to do it. And crafty and creative writers do that. They do that.
Okay. When Marvel is at its best, they do it better than almost anyone. In terms my mom could sit there never having read Guardians of the Galaxy, not even knowing who those characters are, and she could sit there and enjoy the movie. Yeah. I think that says something to the writing. If you can take something that seems kind of out there and maybe even a little complex and just break it down for people oh, this is basically what this is. But if you want to go deeper, you can read the comics, but you don't have to. And now Marvel, where they are now, they're so far. Now you kind of have to watch everything, it feels like, anyway. But in the beginning, you didn't have to watch everything back in the day. They did a good job of that. Yeah, I
agree. All right. We have a ton to get to still, and our top 10 moms, our TV.
Oh, wow.
Moms.
Well, it's already 5. Wow.
We got 10. We got 11 minutes. I know. And you know what? I appreciate everybody in chat. Thank you all for being kind and funny and loving. And I apologize. Sometimes I go nuts, but I spent 7 episodes and that's how it ended. And I'm not happy with that. I'm just not happy. If they were on another planet, fine. They're on this galaxy thing. They got to find another whale. Is Ezra going to build another ship to cross the galaxy to go get them? I understand that, but then you got to spend all that time while Thrawn's building an army. And I don't know if you noticed, David, but it's going to be a zombie army. It's going to be a zombie army.
Yeah,
that he's building.
Zombies, yeah.
Okay.
They can. If you play the video, sorry, another inside baseball thing. If you play the games, there's a Jedi. I played them. I'm blanking on the name. Jedi Fallen Knight or whatever. The games when you go on Dathomir, you go on the planet. The sisters they can resurrect the corpses and they come after you and attack. It's pretty freaky. But again, that's
I don't like those sisters, and I said it in a tweet, David. If somebody said we'd like to give you a gift of shadows, I'm going the other way. Those sisters, those moms, those mothers, whatever they're calling them, they hand me a flaming purple sword and tell me they're going to give me the gift of shadows. I'm like, I'm good. And the fact that the flaming purple sword was only used for about 3 minutes, it was the build up to that, and then that's all we get. I don't know. I think that the big bad mom, she should. Forget it. It's over now. What am I gonna do? All right, let's rapid fire. What else we're watching?
Yeah, we go. So, Josh, got to talk about. I think The Gold, episode 5. The Gold is probably my favorite show right now that I'm watching. Love it.
God, is it
Paramount
good?
Plus right now? It's so good.
The gold is gold, Jerry. It's gold.
It is gold. It's gold. Gold, Jerry.
That last episode was heartbreaking. Dominic Cooper's character, heartrbreaking. Our buddy in Spain has turned out to be a real douche, but still kind of heartbreaking with his wife at the airport. Hugh Bonneville is crushing this show.
He is. Every scene he's in. Every scene. And this is the point of these heist stories that I like, but I don't like Goodfellas. I love the rise of how do we get rich? How do we make the money? How do we outsmart everybody? And then there's always the fall when you pay for your crimes. You have to answer to the man. It's I love that part and I don't love it. This show does a good job of it, but I kind of, especially Dominic Cooper's character, kind of wanted him to get away with it a little bit. A little
Agreed.
bit.
A
I
little
wanted
bit.
him to get away, but
Just a little bit.
just a little bit.
That scene at the end with the boy, that's him. Ah, man, tough.
So
We can't.
The scene with him and his mom, the talk with his mom about it, like you walk out proud, like we don't cry, we don't hold it, like you walk out like you're a prince.
Yes.
Like that was so good. So good.
I can't recommend the show highly enough. I think it's it's up there with Lioness of like the new shows that have been released so far in 2023. It is up there. It is 100% up there.
Check out
acting's on point, writing's on point, story's on point, all of it. You don't get lost either. There's no like weird timeline jumps or Kang the Conqueror. Like you get it. You get what's going on.
They just shows up in 80s London. No, there's none of that. None of that.
I love the David Beckham documentary. We're on the 4th episode. I don't know if that's the last episode. I kind of don't like to look at how many episodes there are, but I think it ends after 4. It's so well done. I didn't know that I could love Victoria and David Beckham as much as I do. Like and it's not nobody else is being like, oh, they were awful people. They did this. It's really truthful and it's good. And you know who does it, David? Is Fisher Stevens, the actor from Succession who plays the PR guy. Okay. And he's got like he kind of looks like
I forgot his name. I know you're talking about. Oh yeah, from South Park.
South Park, yeah.
South Park, yeah.
The actor kind of looks like that. Fisher Stevens is his name. He directs it. He produces it. It is it's so well done. I highly recommend the Beckham and David. I found season 2 of Dark Winds. I found it. It's been recorded on my DVR this whole time, and I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
My mother-in-law recorded it and didn't tell me, and bing, bang, boom.
You got it.
So, got it.
Ready to go.
I got it.
You don't have to get AMC Plus.
I don't.
Good.
But I probably will eventually anyway. All right.
Josh, did you check out the Continental real quick? Did you?
Oh, yeah.
No one heard our thoughts on the Continental. I watched the first episode. That's all I've seen. There's 3 episodes out. They're all very long. They're like an hour and a half each. So I was like, oh my, it's like a movie. But it feels like John Wick. There's cool action. It's not as good as John Wick. It doesn't rival the movies, but I was entertained. The reviews are pretty negative on it. I found it entertaining and some cool action sequences, great gunfights. I mean, what more do you want when you're watching a John Wick? So I don't know what people were expecting.
I watched the first one.
Yeah.
I enjoy the world. It's very Sin City like, right? Yes. It has like a Sin City vibe. I really love the actor that plays Frankie. I unfortunately don't.
Yeah, he was in that gangster show in Oceanside. It was based off that Australian
Southland.
Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom. Correct. Yes. Yeah. I've enjoyed the first episode. Listen, I think haters are going to be abound. Obviously, I was hating on Ahsoka there for a little bit, but I don't think there's a lot to like hate in this in this show yet. I've enjoyed it.
That's fine. Yeah, it's enjoyable. Yeah.
I like a good origin story. I mean, I don't love the casting of Mel Gibson in that role, but it doesn't ruin the show for me. Because I do think that he's kind of like an evil dude to begin with.
Which I guess the guy he's playing isn't a great guy. So it works like that.
Yeah. Okay, we got 5 minutes to rank our top 10 TV moms.
Wow. Okay.
You ready?
I have it right here. Ready.
Okay.
Ready to go.
All right. Here we go. David, go 10.
10. I have Christina Braverman, Parenthood, number 10. I left out Parenthood in the dad's conversation. I felt really bad. It's one of my favorite shows. So yeah, Christina Braverman, 10.
10. My 10. Cersei Lannister tried her best, had a lot of incest, kids all died, but she did her best. She did her best.
She met well. I have Vivian Banks, both of them
both
for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah.
Okay. I like the first Aunt Viv, apparently hard to work with. Second Aunt Viv, way more likable. Okay.
True.
My number 2 is Marion Cunningham from Happy Days. I believe she was like every like cool mom that you ever went to like a high school party. Marion Cunningham was like sort of like that mom. All the kids hung at her house and she just like put up with it. I liked her.
Yeah. For me, Kitty Foreman, that 70s show.
That's your number 8?
Yes, I'm my number 8. I mean, I could have put it a little higher. I like her a lot. She always, I don't know.
David,
I always just enjoyed her.
Guess who my number 8 is?
Your number 8?
Kitty Foreman.
In sync again.
Yes, nailed it. Let's go. All right, what's your? I mean, just an all-time like cool mom that like all the kids smoked weed in her basement, and she was just there, and she had a crazy husband. It's just so likable. Kitty Foreman, so likable.
Love it.
All right, you're 7.
Let's see. So we're on 7. Claire Huxtable, The Cosby Show.
Ooh, I have Claire Huxtable much lower. Can we wait until we get to her in my list?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's wait.
All right. My number 7 is Elise Keaton. Now, these are old school shows, Family Ties. I think
Okay.
she was this beautiful blonde woman. Probably why I married a blonde woman was Elise Keaton. Just, I don't know. It's like my first mom crush. I know that's weird to say, but that
all
was
right.
Elise
What's
Keaton.
wrong with
And she
that?
had a lovely family. And it was just like the quintessential 80s family show. And it's what started my love of TV. So I have to give Elise Keaton some love. All right. You're number 6, David.
Number 6, I have Sophie from the Golden Girls, an older show. I used to watch that show with my mom, and I just love their family dynamic. She was witty. She had a little bit of a sass to her. I just loved her. Yeah, I love that character.
How about the fact that I forget the actress's name. If somebody wants to put it in there, she was older than B. Arthur, who played her daughter in the show.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
Estelle Getty. That's her name.
Yes.
Estelle Getty. Before I get there. Okay. My number 6 is Jean Milburn from Sex Education. Brand new, a show I know that you didn't really watch, David, past season 1 or even the first couple episodes. But Gillian Anderson, it's a complicated relationship. But at the end of the day, she was a great mom in a very modern kind of mom role. And I thought it was great. We're getting some love from Lois from Malcolm in the Middle in the chat. Margot Martindale in Justified season 2. The Fran from Dinosaurs. Okay, go ahead. You're number 5, David.
Number 5, Violet Crawley, the Dowager Countess of Downton Abbey. Wow. That was Maggie Smith, the great Maggie Smith. She was fantastic. You know, she's a tough cookie to crack, but she was awesome. Yeah, one of my favorite moms.
I like that. All right, we're at number 5, right?
Number 5, yeah.
Number 5. I know she's probably much lower on your list. She might even be number 1. I'm going number 5 is Marge Simpson, David.
Oh, yes, that's a little bit.
Okay, let's wait till we get to her on your list.
Okay.
You're number 4.
Number 4, Josh. She might be a little bit lower on your list. I have Rebecca Pearson from This Is Us.
Wow, I don't have any of the Pearson moms on here.
None of the Pearson moms made it. Okay.
If I was going to put a Pearson mom, I would have put Randall's wife on here, Kate.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, she's a good mom. Not Kate.
Kate was the daughter. Man, what was the character's name? I forget. But Randall.
She's a great mom, though.
She was the better mom because she had to put up with Randall, and he was kind of, he was always whining about stuff. And,
Randall.
I don't know. I'm going to be a politician. I'm going to do that.
Tess, or is that the daughter?
No, that's the daughter. That's the daughter. The daughter's Tess.
Oh boy,
I think.
I don't know who it is. I was looking for it real quick. I thought I could. Oh, Beth Pearson.
Thank you, Beth.
Beth Pearson.
We're getting to Exotic Geek says Harriet Winslow. Oh, great call. So my number 4 is Claire Huxtable, David. She's my number 4.
Yep.
Now, in the midst of all the things that have happened to Bill Cosby since the Cosby Show, the one constant through all the years has been Claire Huxtable. Now, she may have defended Bill Cosby originally, but I don't think she actually backed that up. We're not sure. Let's put that aside. Let's put personal things aside.
Yes.
Claire Huxtable was the ultimate mom. My mom, she was, if you were watching a show, be like Claire Huxtable if you're a mom.
Fantastic mom.
Yes.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, you're number 3, David.
Number 3, someone in the post just suggested it here. I have Tammy Taylor, Friday Night Lights. Number 3, Coach's wife.
Great call.
Yeah, big fan.
Great show, great call. When you're the mom of a football coach, especially a high school football coach, got to make a lot of sacrifices. Tammy Taylor did that.
I love Connie Britton, so anything she's in, I'm usually a fan of.
Can do no wrong. Connie Britton.
Who's your number 3, Josh?
My number 3, David, is Estelle Costanza. Okay. She, a crazy mom, but she had to put up with Frank and George, and she survived. She had to go through Festivuses and see her son jerking off on her bed to a Cosmopolitan. Hey, Estelle Costanza, she put up through it, and you got to give Estelle Costanza some love.
She's gone through a lot. My number 2, Josh, is Jessica Huang from Fresh Off the Boat.
Oh, wow.
Fresh Off the Boat. Okay. Yeah, I love that show. It's not a show that I talk about a lot, but I remember that, and I enjoyed the family there. I love their dynamic.
Scott Welsh throwing in there. Peggy, Married with Children. Not bad. Okay. Joyce Byers, There's No Stranger. Zeno Hour, There's No Stranger Things without Winona Ryder. Oh, I think there's a Stranger Things. But, she was a crazy mom that fought the upside down to get her son back. And
she loved her. She loved her son. Loved her kids. Give both her boys.
Joyce Byers some credit there. My number 2, there is no Gilmore Girls without Lorelai Gilmore. The coolest mom to ever grace television. Lorelai Gilmore. If you watch Gilmore Girls, you know.
I
It's all
don't, but
about
I watched
Lorelai.
Parenthood, and she was a great mom in Parenthood as well.
She was as well.
Yep.
Yep.
Good mom in Parenthood. Yes.
I love Lorelai Gilmore. Okay, your number one, I'm guessing
Number one is Marge Simpson.
There you
Marge
go.
Simpson. I mean, if you can put up with Homer Simpson, Bart in the same house and survive,
Yep.
Marge did okay. Marge is a great mom.
Homie.
I mean, it's like she's like, she did like a little like growl that she did. She's always angry. Yeah.
I don't know, homie.
Love Marge.
Jeremiah Wise saying Jill Taylor, Home Improvement. Great call. Jonathan Pick, Bo Johnson from Blackish. Give it to you.
Yep.
Okay, my number one, Beverly Goldberg. She reminds me She reminds me of my mom. She is the anchor to that show. Unfortunately, canceled because of Jeff Gold. What's his name? His actions. But man, Beverly Goldberg, hysterical, game changer in TV. Really, that show does not continue on without Wendy McClendon-Covey as Beverly Goldberg. All the kids are fine. All the kids' things are fine. But without Beverly Goldberg, that show is nothing. And she's hysterical. I love her. Leo said no love for Lois Griffin. Lois Griffin.
I like Lois Griffin.
She's fine. Yeah. She's no Marge Simpson. Let's just say that straight up. Troy, Peggy Hill tries so hard. Just one of the many odd aspects of that show that make it so good. True.
I love King of the Hill. That was a good show too.
Yes, yeah. All right, that's your episode of TV Talk here every single Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific. Thank you all for your super chats and for your StreamYards. What's Streamlabs? Why I always say it like that. Let's see if we got one more, David, before we go here. Let's see if we got one more Streamlabs, just in case we missed any. I don't want to miss any.
Is Loki on Tuesdays or Wednesdays? When is Loki? Is that tonight?
Is that tonight? I got to watch the first one now, David. No new Streamlabs, so we're good to go. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the show. Share it. Tell everybody about it. Be kind to everyone. It's way easier to love than hate. Find the good. Call somebody. Text them. Tell them you love them. It matters. Wait. Pick of the week. David, got to do pick of the week.
Thanks, Doomcoast. 12 Thursdays for Loki. Thank you.
Thursdays.
Pick of the week is... I'm going to go with Loki. I'm glad it's back. Loki's back. Thursdays on Disney Plus. Check it out. I think it's actually get it earlier out here in California. I think you get like on Wednesdays. Okay. Like a little bit early. So yeah, watch Loki.
Okay. Watch Loki. My is going to be the David Beckham documentary. I'm telling you, it like kind of changed my. It's rare that a documentary shows you a side of somebody that you've never seen before, and I highly, highly recommend the David Beckham documentary. Until then, put down the book, pick up the remote. David, keep talking while I look to end the stream.
What's there? I don't know what's going on right now.